Welcome to FCC Supporter Square, the show for fans, by fans, and about fans. Here are your hosts, Matt Warman, Boston Brazel, and Mark Suffin. Welcome to FCC Supporter Square, the show for fans, by fans, and about fans. Here are your hosts, Matt Warman, Boston Brazel, and Mark Suffin.
Welcome to FCC Supporter Square, your show for fans, by fans, and about fans. I am your host, Matt Warman, with my co-host, Mark Suffin. I think the word of the podcast will be disappointing. Disappointing, third home loss, second lackluster. Look, Philadelphia is a good team. They're well put together. I wish I could say that if circumstances were a little bit different, we could have come out with a victory or even a draw. We just looked kind of disjointed at times. That's why it's just a 6-point game. Everybody was pretty much ramped up for the game, but our guys didn't look like anything like that. Before I continue on and whining, I guess. Let's talk Philadelphia, Mark. What are your thoughts in watching that match?
Well, I think what a lot of people were very excited with is to see the 11 that we had out there and the potential for that 11. Of course, didn't include Miles Robinson. That probably would have rounded out a very, very strong side. But what we had out there, it just looked that promising. And sadly, we've gotten into this lackluster, and I would say it almost mirrors back to before the All-Star break, where we had, the 3 losses to those lower teams and the lackluster performance we had there. It seems like that's what we're seeing again right now. It's just, the potential just never materialized. A few chances, a few good looks, few good shots, but just nothing that really got us saying, yes, this is the team that we need to win the Shield with. That didn't materialize, and it was great to see Brenner back, but man, it was slim. It was slim pickings for him. Echenike, another, lost time out there on the pitch. You didn't see him getting into space again. And, Evander just was doing what he could. It just never materialized.
I think the key word that you used last time was malaise. They were in a malaise. I believe I think that is a great word that you used then, and I'm gonna bring it back now. That's what it looks like. Yeah, we don't have Miles Robinson, and yeah, we had a defensive lapse, I guess. I mean, it's Matt Miazga. He should know that this guy's coming across. When I first saw it, I said, did that guy come from offside position to head it? Because I've never seen Miazga just be flat-footed on a header. He literally just worked himself around Miazga to get to the ball first, and that's something you just don't see. And that was the difference. That's literally was the difference. I honestly think, and I'm beginning to have heard some things on the pregame, on the tailgate, people were like, I think I'm beginning to get on the Noonan out train. I am not on the Noonan out train. I think that's ridiculous talk. But something's going on. He's not happy. We're not happy. The team doesn't seem to be happy. But I have not heard anybody publicly or heard anything through the grapevine that anybody was unhappy with Noonan. But look, a red card in the 60th minute, like 2 minutes after they score.
Mm-hmm.
We have historically had a bad time with being a man up. I don't understand it, but I kind of do. I think the MO on this team is if you pack the middle, we can't score on you. We don't have a way to be creative about pulling people out of space or attacking and bringing it back and then going taking shots. It just felt very disjointed. It felt very uninspired. People were trying, definitely. I mean, it wasn't like the last game where they weren't sure where they should be.
Yeah.
It seemed like they needed to be there. And then with our subs, I mean, I don't have any problems with our subs. Our sub, particularly the man up. We put in Kai Kamara. We put in like all of the offensive players. And you would think with all of the offensive players, you would just pressure them. You would have a you've got to find the open man. They're down a man. You should be able to do that. But they just put five very compact players in the core, and then took the other four and moved them around and kept enough pressure that it wasn't taking shots from 22 yards and not shooting very well on goal, and it's frustrating. But I'm with you. I'm with you with what we said at the beginning of this of the show. We've got a strong team. We're still second place. This isn't over.
Yes.
Getting these players. We don't have a lot of time because the summer window, if you want to call the summer window ending at the end of August, the summer, technically yes, but for our season, we have a limited time to get these guys gelled and in the play. You know, Brenner can do it. I was actually excited about Matsuk. He played, I thought, pretty well, and then he got a yellow card, which I didn't think he should have gotten.
No, weak.
And apparently he's on yellow card accumulation. So we got him. Now we don't have him. We'll have him again, but that's going to put us in trouble. It shows me what I wanted was another midfielder. I mean, it's great to have Brenner. Brenner versus Baird, Brenner versus Santos, Brenner versus anybody else that's on our squad. That's an upgrade. We've upgraded, but we didn't get a Buka replacement. I don't know if Buka is tired or they figured him out. Evander could be a little bit tired as well. He's doing his best. I am not in any way, and will unless absolutely warranted. The guys played their hearts out. It's not a lack of effort. It's not a lack of desire. This is not a lackadaisical team.
Yeah.
But they've got to figure out better plans. So is that the coaching staff? Do we need another offensive mind in here to work some things through? I'm gonna let you talk a couple of minutes so I calm down and
fair. Hey man, this is the third straight loss at home. We've only won one match in that last month, and that was up in Portland, where we just were masterful for one half. So literally in a month, we had a good half. And that's not going to win championships. That's not going to win a shield. We've got a pretty, we only have 3 matches in September, but it's going to be a strong September. I thought August was going to tell the story, and the fact that we're second place, can't be upset about that. But September is going to really tell us exactly where this team's going to be. Certainly a playoff team, but the fact, can we still talk about Shield and MLS Cup? Maybe, maybe not. But possibly it was just a sync thing within Danke and Brenner that just didn't materialize, and that could possibly well be. You've got 2 excellent players, 2 world-class players, and it's just they weren't on the same page out there. Buka's going to be the strongest player, offensively and defensively. He's doing the whole job out there. And he did it for 90 minutes plus that last match. I'm not going to take anything away from him. He's still going to work. And I'm appreciative of everything he's given this year. It's been a wonderful season for him. But I just think, we've got to really figure out what's going to get success up at the front line. What does that look like? How is that going to materialize? Can we go back to what things that were working? and see if that's going to finish it off, or do we have to come up with another uh, style that's going to work for late in the season that we're needing these goals from. So I just think players like Orishano, he's getting his legs back. He's doing pretty well. It just didn't materialize. But that was true for everyone. Mark Zook, hats off to him. He played strong, great with the ball. Got very, very weak yellow on that one, and you have to shrug your shoulders and say, where were they thinking there? But that's just my thought on that. Otherwise, Hagelin looked good. Engel played well. It just never materialized in the midfield up front, and we've got to fix that. Going into September.
Even if we drew, even if Miazga sniffed out what was going on and headed that away, and we ended up with a 0-0 draw, that was disappointing. It's been our second, and here's the thing: is that going into after Leagues Cup, we're like, we have so many home matches. That is so much home cooking. That's no travel. You're practically just getting up, and you can go do your normal routine, and then go to the stadium and warm up and all that kind of stuff. You're thinking, we're in the driver's seat here. We've got Philadelphia at home. We don't have to go to Philadelphia. We don't have to deal with their crowd. We don't have to deal with Nashville and their crowd, and Orlando and their crowd. They're all coming here. We should be golden, but we can't score a goal. I believe that the league has figured out our style of play, and I think it's showing. And that's that you put some pressure on the ball, particularly in midfield. You don't have to put on a high press, but you put on a midfield press, and you clog up the middle, and we have no answers. We have nobody kicking a ball to space. I'm not talking about a 50-yard hopeful ball. I'm talking about getting across midfield and hitting a nice ball into space, and having Echenike or Danke run into it, not passing to them, but running into space, right? Orishano into space. If you get Orishano into space or Echenike into space, those guys can make moves one-on-one. If they get stopped, they can take shots. They can make quality passes, whether they're cutback passes or crosses to somebody streaking through. We look like we're just bringing the ball up slowly, and we're passing the ball around. I can't tell you how many times passing back to Celentano when we're on our offensive third, because we put ourselves in bad positions, and it's bad numbers, and then we pass it back, and then they press in the midfield like they're doing, and we pass it back to Celentano, and everything gets reset. It's slow. It's not fun to watch. It certainly is, we're not putting any offensive pressure on them. We're not scaring anybody. That needs to change, and I'll leave coaches to come up with a much finer points on what passing tree we're using, and we need different passing trees or anything like that. But that's really the key part here. I've tried to be positive, right? Because if you're listening to all of the FCC podcasts, I want to be at least the most positive of the bunch, but also try to be realistic on what I'm seeing. Is that we have this week off. I think it's great for a lot of reasons. We got let's talk about positives, just because we have a strong team. Danke is home in his homeland, playing for his national team. Steven Jimenez is in the U20. Celentano has been called up. Let's see. Kai Kamara just scored a wonder goal for I can't remember his home country.
Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone, thank you, because we have Togo and Sierra Leone. The good news is next year is that one or two of those players might be in the World Cup next year, and somebody to root for. So we have a lot of players out on international duty. They're going to get literally home cooking, a week away from too much pressure or not enough pressure, just a different change of pace. We have a week off to kind of reset. Brenner's not going anywhere, so he could integrate with a lot of what we have left, who are not going out on to their national teams. So we have time to kind of, hopefully we do a lot of film study and say, this is what we're doing wrong, this is what we're doing right, let's change it up this way, and get it reintegrated, because Nashville is another 6-point game.
Yeah.
At this point, we are in an area where a win against Nashville doesn't secure second place, but it certainly goes a very, very long way towards putting that there. I mean, if things ended today, we're playing first round, we're playing Columbus best of 3.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I don't know if my heart could take that.
Right.
I don't want to see 2 or 3 games against Columbus. I guess 2 of them would be here. I don't know how many TIFOs you could get done in a in a short time span.
We would do them. We would do them.
That's just too much. One game is always kind of heart-wrenching, and I don't know where Columbus is looking at. They're at 7th, so they're still trying to figure some things out themselves. Everybody's trying to figure something out. Philadelphia did not look, I will say this, they did not look dominant. They looked better, but they didn't look dominant. It wasn't like, oh, we could never beat those guys. They were just killing us at every turn. That was a well-played game, except for a defensive lapse, and a 0-0 draw would have been a fair result. But like I said, not something I'm interested in.
Yeah.
What positives can you give our fans here? Give them some hope. Let them know that it's okay, because Cincinnati fans are notoriously bad about their team. So let's give them some hope.
Yeah, I mean, the expectations have been so high since we won Supporter Shield in 23. This year, no different. So certainly, I still want to go for the Shield. I still want to go for MLS Cup. And all things are pointing that we can attain that. If anything has been true over the last few years, that you don't have to be the absolute number 1 seed in order to get to MLS Cup. So I'd say we don't need to sweat, having that number 1 seed. If we get, by getting in, we have that chance. So I want that chance. I want to end strong, of course, but we certainly have to show well in the month of September. 3 more home matches, 2 in September, 1 in October. At least 3 of the games are winnable of our last matches. So I think the future is looking good, that we can end strong. If we put it together, and the players just come together as they need to be doing at this time anyway, I think we're looking very good to have a solid seed and have a chance of have a strong run in the MLS Cup.
That's the positivity that
There
we
you
need.
go.
That's what positivity we give you on this show. You got to remember that what you just saw Saturday was the baseline of a quality team, meaning that our new players just played their first game with everybody, and Brenner has been here before, and I don't think things have changed too much, but the players who are playing with him, and it takes a little time to gel, but knowing the system is key. Marczyk, I think I said that right. He's not played in our system, but a system similar to, so it was easy to plug and play. I thought he played very well from what I saw. Brenner was there. He wanted to score. You could tell he wanted to score. He'll slide in. He'll fit in. I think it's going to be. This is the baseline. Is that they have a week more of practice, so hopefully a little more gel. It feels like this whole season we haven't been able to go, here's our 11, here's our 5 reserves. You know that we're going to play these guys, whoever we play. I don't fear anybody in this league. I think this team can play and beat anybody in this league. There's nobody that says that's the best team. We need to figure out a way to beat that team. They all have to figure out a way to beat us, and some right now they currently are. But feels like as soon as we get our guys back, somebody else gets injured, somebody else gets dinged up, and somebody else has to come in. Or we have everybody now. It's the yellow card accumulation, or now it's a trade. Like Yedlin, apparently we matched Yedlin's figure, but he wanted to move. That's what we do, right? Yep. That's nothing we could do. It's nothing the front office could do. That's what the player wants to do. You let him go. But people are like, why did we lose Yedlin? Well, yeah, another part of this season where the whole season we've had a revolving door of players coming in and out. And as strong as this team is, it just hasn't been like, oh, this is the same 11 for the last 6 months, and everybody knows exactly what they're doing. They know the little intricacies of, oh, if I get the ball in this situation, I'm just going to put it in space because I know that guy's going to run under it. We don't know who's doing what yet, still. And that's alarming because we only have 3 more games, four more games, I think, in total, and 3 more home games, and then the playoffs start. So I think we have time. Yep. What we saw was the baseline against the best team in the East. They have the best record, so they are the best team in the East. They didn't, like I said, they didn't dominate us, but they won the game, and that's all that matters. We've won a lot of games where we weren't the best team on the pitch, so it happens. Dust yourself off, figure out how you can do better, but we need to put the ball in the back of the net. We haven't done it in a couple of games, and it's really showing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So this week is off, so that's good. But I believe we have Nashville coming in, another 6 point, right? So we're 52, Nashville, and I want to say Orlando is 50. I can't remember who's fourth.
Nashville is fourth right now. Orlando is fifth.
Okay. Who's third?
That's going to be Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte. Charlotte and Nashville. Charlotte and Nashville are tied. Yep. That's right. So right. So we played Philadelphia, lost them twice. Charlotte, we've lost them twice. Yep. That doesn't look great, but I think we can play better and overcome those teams. But Matt, we beat Orlando both on the road, so we should be able to, on paper, take those 2 matches. Montreal, we better win that one.
We have to because all the other matches are against top teams, or at least playoff teams, and sadly, Messi FC now has not 3 but 4 games in hand. So it's getting outrageous.
So for those who don't know, there was an altercation at the end of Leagues Cup. They were playing Seattle Sounders, but it was Leagues Cup because Final Four are all MLS teams. That shows you what I think about Leagues Cup. What I think about Leagues Cup, I believe, is correct. The Liga MX teams, they're not playing at home, so they don't care. They'll put out some people. They're going to work on some training ground type of stuff. They treat it as friendlies. I treat it like friendlies, but the prices that they charge are not friendly prices. So that's a whole different thing. But those are my opinions. That's why we had the top 4 MLS teams. But at the end of the game, there was altercations. Suarez was being Suarez. Alba was being Alba. There should be multiple game suspensions for at least one, if not both of them. Messi was not very nice either to some players on the Sounders, not to the level of being suspended, but saying that I will make sure that you don't make the national team is kind of that's another reason why I don't like that guy. But anyway, so even though they're 4 games in hand, they're old, they're slow. They should be suspended. We'll see if MLS does what they're supposed to do. They better not hide under the auspices of, well, it was Leagues Cup, so we don't care.
Yeah.
Bad behavior is bad behavior, and I don't care what match it's in. I don't care if it's a friendly, right?
Yep.
You spit on somebody, you punch somebody, you should be suspended multiple games, period. And so I'm not worried about those guys. I'm wondering if Chicago can get their act together enough to maybe if Miami is missing a bunch of people that they don't make the playoffs. That's what I think the soccer don is worried about, is that if they start suspending people, they won't make the playoffs, and they want that team to make the playoffs. They don't care if they win, but they need them to be in the playoffs.
Yep. Absolutely. So that's MLS, man. That's where they've thrown all their money at. So yeah. I have nothing else to say about that. I just want to say that evil, 4 games in hand, good grief. That's not what we need late in the season, is for them to catch up like they could. Get teams that are either tired or don't want to, be playing in it. I forget who they're playing in those 4 games they're making up, but it, yeah,
Right. I understand you being a game or two because you're in Champions Cup and you don't want to crush them. But I feel like we played a Wednesday Champions Cup and then a Saturday opening the season. I mean, we had to do it. They should do it. They should have made up. They had like a week off. They should have just been said, well, your week off was that week off. You play
yep,
now. You should never be forgetting. I don't know how any league, soccer or otherwise, would let somebody be that far behind.
right,
They should be playing every 3 games for the rest of the month then to catch up.
exactly.
Yeah, 25. They have 9 games between now and the 18th of October.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
It's a
yeah,
mess.
you're right. I think maybe I never thought of it that way. That's actually a really good point, Mark, is that if they're playing teams that they probably would have beaten, they would have been up higher. Or if you're sixth in the playoffs and a loss doesn't drop you, maybe you rest players for the playoffs.
Yep,
Uh, I just the competitive balance is wrong with that. But
for
again, I'm
sure.
trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay positive
Yeah,
here, both for us and for the entire league, because officiating needs to get better. I think some of the league things need to get better, but
for
uh,
sure.
we have time, people. We have time. We will
We
be able
do.
to tell. We will be able to get some things done. Do you know of any injury update on Miles Robinson? Because I haven't had a chance to look into that.
No, I haven't seen anything. I think Laura Failer posted an update before the match, but I have not seen anything post over the weekend, or what's going on with him since. I don't know the if the training schedule is going on, or if we're just totally on a break for national teams right now, with so many being out. I think we have a total of 6 in the different levels and countries that they're representing. I don't know what that would do for training at all, but yeah, I haven't heard what his progress is. So just hopefully hear something soon for that, because obviously you just want to know that he can be back to 100% for Nashville coming up next, not this weekend but next. So yeah, definitely hope and pray that he mends well, and we see him back.
And that's one of the things, right? So we haven't talked about having Obi, right? So
Yep.
Anunga and Obi, they remind me of, they played very similar pieces. And when Obi was here, I think he played very much like Anunga, but his time here, he's learned to pass a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Anunga has all the defense that Obi does, but not the passing ability. And it would be nice to have another passing option. I think it's hurting our midfield. I think that's all that piece in there.
Yeah.
Um, but just to change things up, I see something behind you. I see
Well,
it almost looks like map free.
well,
But
oh, well, it's certainly not map free. It's certainly a little bit farther away than just 150 miles north to some dreadful city that wears orange and black, or yellow and black. I don't even know. Anyway, this picture comes courtesy of center of goals on X. And what you're seeing here is a header by a player who is 41 years and 3 days old today. And you can see where the header starts from. It's not even in the 18. It's from about 20 yards out. This came from a kick from the left side, just floated right in. And this is Kai Kamara, who has put a head on this, and that goalie didn't have a chance. He put an absolute banger in from 20 yards out. And what a beautiful goal. It's out there on Center of Goals Twitter page, so you can go see it there. Just a wonderful goal. And, we're just thankful we've got him, 41 years old. So for all you old guys, this shows you that everyone still has a chance. So
why are you looking at me when you said that?
Oh, I'm looking at me just the same, my good man, just the same.
Yeah, we're a bunch of spring chickens, but that's awesome. Yeah, I had heard, and that was the game winner from what I had I think I read. So it's not only good to see that our players are national teams, but they're actually supporting their national teams, winning game winners. It tells all that needs to do is inform you that we have a very strong team. Players go through this, teams go through this. It's just a matter of breaking the funk. We've done it before. I remember at the mid-season spectacular, everybody was saying, well, we'll probably be 4th or 5th on the Shield race, and that'll be fine. And I said, no, we're going to be 1st. Yeah. I still probably wrong, but I don't think we're going to be 4th or 5th. I mean, it depends on the outcome of next Saturday's match. I will have to say that the crowd was into it. I'm trying to remember his first name, Jeff Hall. He's the really tall guy. His wife came up and goes, on every corner, we're standing up like we used to. And so we didn't have very many corners, but the few corners that we did have, everybody got up. This is playoff time, and I think the fans have embraced that the playoffs are now. So we as the fans, I thought, did a great job of trying to support this team, giving Brenner support when he was announced. That was awesome. It's just a matter of getting these guys aligned, healed, rested, and I think things will turn out in our favor. Do you have any last minute things to talk about? Oh, there is something. I see a background has changed. For those of you listening, the background has changed from a soccer stadium where Kai headed to Mark Suppin and looks like Todd and Megan Collins.
Yes.
And there's Paula.
If I could get my fat head out of the way, I'll just do this. Just want to point out, went to Todd and Megan's wedding last Saturday, and what a beautiful time it was. And just so happy for those two. Have known them. They've been in the, they were Bailey Bastards before they were Brigade. Pretty much since like 2017, 2018, they came around, and it's just been a wonderful time with them year after year. And we were invited, and we went up. Of course, you always have to be repping FCC, so I did just that, and I'm just happy for them both. What a beautiful night up in Mason, Ohio, celebrating their marriage.
I like that you were repping the Andrew McCormick winning shirt. That's awesome of you. But it was Todd, so I wondered why you didn't cut the sleeves off.
Well,
I'm surprised he's wearing sleeves, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was interesting talking with many ladies in the wedding reception that were dismayed that sleeves were on Todd's body. And, that just goes, that's one of the few times I've ever seen him with sleeves on. So kudos to him for getting that job done and taking care of business.
We love you guys. We know we're just having fun. We love you guys. So congratulations on your happy ceremony. I can't wait to see you guys at a pregame here soon.
For sure.
Any other last minute things?
No, great to see you as always, Matt. Say hi to Miss Sheila for me, and just take care of yourself. And let's go FCC.
That sounds great. It's always great to see you because I did not get a chance to see you during the pregame because I sadly I had to watch the Philadelphia match, but but there you go. Yeah, so that's really all the time that we have here, FCC Supporter Square. Have fun, everybody. Remember, this is a sport. I know you're a Cincinnati fan. I know you get frustrated. I know you want to throw somebody out. Relax. Watch the Bengals lose, and then you'll go, oh, right, that's why I'm an FC Cincinnati fan. And you'll be much better. You'll feel much better. So that's all we have this week. Unsure if we'll have a pod next week because we really don't have anything to cover, but we'll see we see how we're feeling, and we'll see you next time here on FCC Supporter Square.
Thank you for joining FCC Supporter Square. The hosts are Matt Warman, Boston Brazel, and Mark Suffolk. The intro song is Quick on the Holster by the Stone Bunnies, and the ending song is Awesome Sauce, also by the Stone Bunnies. Thank you for listening. Please join us again.